Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me here at Shanna Sweets. I really appreciate you coming. So, I want to make a video from a class that I did this month with my little stamping group that we meet once a month here locally. And I just thought maybe I'd make this on my video channel too. So this month we were doing winter cards. You could easily make them into a Christmas card if you wanted to, or just a nice winter theme. And we wanted to use the Lovely as a Tree stamp set. This is one of the longest running stamp sets that's in the annual catalog. It's been around long before me, over a decade I hear. And it's just a beautiful set that can be used in so many different ways. And I thought it would be the perfect stamp set to make a nice winter card out of. You can use it really for any season, I think. But I thought it would be perfect for this. And like I said, I made both of these cards I've done as general themes. I'm going to make one of them today with a Christmas saying and another thank you card, because I'm always needing thank you cards for my customers and where we meet. We meet at the library here locally, so of course I always give them a thank you card every month for letting us meet there. And there's always somebody to give a thank you card to, so I thought I need some more of those. So we'll get right to it using this card. So, and I've always, it's a perfect time of year for glimmer paper, and there's so many beautiful glimmer papers in the catalog. So this month, of course, we're doing silver and gold because I just love them. So we're going to start with the nice shiny gold paper. I'm using Early Espresso for both of these cards. And let's start with the stamping. I'm using the banner punch, and I've already punched this out, and I didn't leave my punch out. That has two different banners, and it goes along with the Thoughtful Banners stamp set, which is where I got the sentiment for both Oh Happy Day and the thank you. The punch coordinates with this classic punch and this with the tails and not the tails. So we're going to use the one with the tails, and it has two different outlines for it. So you can stamp first and then punch it out, or you can punch it out and stamp it. I just have to line it up, so excuse my head. Oh, I missed a little bit. That's why I did too. Did not line up very well. Sorry about that. Hopefully that one's lots better. So I'm going to set that one aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this one, Merry Christmas, because I need a few more Christmas cards. Now, the nice thing about the photopolymer is you can curve them. So I pulled this Merry Christmas out of one of the other ones. So I curve it first and make sure it's going to fit within my banner. So it does. Ink it up. And boom. Right there. Just how I want it. So that is out of the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my tree on. I got my pieces cut out because this is what I take to my class. I cut a bunch of stuff out. So I'm going to take out my other piece here that we're going to ink up our background piece here in a second. So I'm taking the big bushy tree here, just stamping it up really good. And that's going to go in the middle of our circle. The circle is cut with the stitched framelit And it's not going to be, it's going to be different shades so that we get different shaded of our tree. Then I'm using the background stamp of wood. Love these background stamps. Now you can tell I've never taken the sticky off the back of my clear stamp. Of course, our red rubber that aren't attached to wood are called clear stamps. The photopolymer, which are the ones you can actually see through, are called photopolymer. Now just going to ink this all over. The one nice thing about the wood is, as long as you move your ink pad around, you won't get lines. Now I leave my background stamps just laying in one spot, and then this piece of crumb cake is 3 1/4 by 5, and then I had a piece of paper, and I just lay it on top and then rub my hands over it. And then flip it over. That's going to give us. Now, I'm going to lay my 2 pieces that I have cut there, and I have some white re-inker on a block, and I'm going to take just a couple drops of water and add to it. And then I'm going to stir it up with a little paintbrush here. Thin it down just a wee bit. And then I'm just going to, and you could use your water pen if you wanted. And I'm just going to flick it. So you just flick it till you get as much snow. Now I'm also going to take mine and I'm going to paint a little bit of snow on the bottom of my tree here. Okay, I'm going to set these guys aside for a minute. We're going to use a little bit of that on our next card too. All right. Okay, this is for our next card, so we'll set that aside. All right, so our early espresso here is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we're going to fold it. Ooh, a big old my re-inker on there. All right, well, I'm going to put that on the inside because we're going to put crumb cake on top of it. Actually, I'm going to put it on the outside because I'm going to put gold, and that one little spot's going to get. So, I've got gold glitter paper here. Got a little wild and crazy with my white there, my re-inker. Well, what a time to run out. There we go. Well, there we go. Isn't that, oh, look at that big old piece of gold shininess. So I'm going to go ahead and take my crumb cake that's going to go on the inside. Okay, I can't believe all of them ran out. Whew. So I'll show you how you just pull the old one out, and this is the new one. Pull the cardboard out of it, and it just pops into place. You can tell we were extra busy at our class last night. And that's going to go on the inside. Now, a couple of my big drops are still a little wet there. So I got some ribbon that I want to put. Take a little couple pieces of Scotch tape. This is our beautiful, look at that shine. This is edged, metallic edged ribbon. Isn't it so pretty? So I'm just going to put it across the bottom and tape down. Now, the thing is, because of that glitter paper, it does not stick very well. So you really want to use tearaway tape. Some people say the Fast Fuse works. I did use the first time yesterday when this week when I made this card. I used the wet glue, but it did not stick very well. So other people might have better luck, but I did not have very good luck with it. I'm looking for my pokey tool here. There it is. Piece here. And okay, that one is not good. That one was still wet and totally messed up my tree. Takes a second to get all these tapes off. There we go. Redo that one. All right, so this is going. Oh, this was still wet right there. Okay, that one is a goof up. Alrighty, well, looky there. But I'll put that right there. I got some pop dots to put on our. I guess that one is a little bit too messed up for me. Circle here. So there are no mistakes in paper crafting. Everything is gorgeous. And another circle. Always. Homemade is always gorgeous. Don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not. Because I had, especially when you're giving it to This family. Is the stitched framelits. They love it no matter what. Brown. And then I took bigger piece here. Dab out another circle really fast. Tie it in the middle. We will fix this little problem. Takes that ink a little bit longer to dry than I realized. And just snip. That's okay. See how easy it is just to whip out another one? And a little bit more tear and tape here on our, maybe that tree don't need the snow on top. Maybe that was a sign. we'll just put that there, and we'll put snow on the bottom. So if you worry about if you don't like where your splatter might go, you can just kind of put your own little dots too with the tip of the brush like that, and then you can control where your dots fall. Then you can set your card aside so that you won't lay anything on it. There we go. Perfect. And now nobody will even know that we messed that one up because it's going in the trash. Okay, number 2. All right, so this one is a little bit of sponging. And we're going to use the long image that comes in the stamp set. So, just FYI, I don't know if you can see this particular image is not cut properly. Can you tell? See how it's way off? So, if you ever have a problem when you have bought a set from Stampin' Up, like if it's deformed, if something was wrong with it, you just need to call them. They are sending me a new set. I unfortunately didn't realize this till like 2 days before my class, and so it wasn't early enough to get a replacement before my class, and so I still wanted to use this set. So I am making this card with the defect, and we were able to still do it and use it and make it work, because I'm just covering up the defect. And this particular stamp, the offset was right after it, so you couldn't tell. This one, it's very slight, and I can cover it up. But they are replacing the stamp at no charge. And I've gotten, in the past, broken cases because of shipping. They've replaced it every time. I've only had it happen once, but I've had other people that said they had problems. So if you ever have a problem, just feel free and they will make things right. I had a mask that I had already cut out for... Okay, so we're going to make a mask. I have some Post-it paper. You can use a Post-it note or whatever you have available. So this is just some stuff that I have that's and I didn't even ink up the stamp again. I just did like 2nd generation stamping. Now I'm trimming it right above the slope on the stamp set. So, because I want my inking to go right above it. So then I'm going to lay it down right on the slope line. Okay. I have 3 inks here. We have Marina Mist and Island Indigo and Night of Navy. And then I've taken the sponges that you can get in the catalog, and I've quartered them, and then I've just taken a piece of paper of the same color and stapled it to the top so that I know which my sponges are. I'm starting with the lightest one, and I'm going to do that one at the bottom first, and just kind of lightly go over at the bottom. And then I'm going to do the next one. And that's the one I'm doing the most color of, is the Island Indigo. That's going to be my darkest color. So however dark you like it. And then my navy's going to go on the edge. And then I pull my mask off the bottom, and I go ahead and take just a little bit of my mitts, and I kind of went down into my snow just slightly so that it kind of buffers off. And I'm going to go ahead and cover my blues up just so I don't put my hands in them again. Set my sponges aside so I don't put them all up here. And then I've determined my paper size here, and I'll have the papers on my blog. This one is 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'm going to cut it 1 7/16 each panel. And then that's going to fit on my silver panel here. I used wet glue because the wet glue will let you wiggle, although you got to be kind of quick at it because it's not very long. But just to get this on here just a little bit. I saw a similar card, the idea at least, of this grid on Pinterest. They didn't use a foil. I think they used gray or something. Thought it was kind of a neat idea. To take a landscape piece and just break it up a little bit. You see those canopy pieces on people's walls that are kind of broken up like this. That's the idea. So, and then just give it a nice squish, flatten it down. Okay, so our white, of course, is A2 size, so it's 5 1/2 by, and then I have the silver piece, 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, I mean 4 by 5 1/4. Make sure I'm open to the bottom. Then I use Softly Fallen, so if you want the embossing folder, you know, it's heavy at the top and then lightens, so you can have a heavy snowfall or pile at the bottom, whichever you like, but make sure that you're using lots of tape because it's embossed, so you got to use extra. Oh, before I do that, I thought I had some silver. I had silver ribbon out, which evidently I have misplaced. I have one open. Here we go. So just going to wrap it around. Before we lay it down here. Of course, see if I can tie a bow. Seems like you get on film and you can never tie a bow. All right, there's that. And then we're going to take our panels, put them up on some pop dots. Now, I'm going to take a piece of some Whisper White here, and I've got the Seine Thank You and my Early Espresso, and I'm going to just stamp it out, although that is Whisper White. That is not Whisper White. That is vanilla. Let's try this again. Let's try it on the white. There we go. Now, so if you take your punch, and I'm going to line it up towards the end here. Now, I don't want it that long, right? So I'm going to take it I wanted it to go to the other side. I'm going to insert it from this side. So line up however long you want it, and then then you can have a shorter. And then get the punch to let go for you. There we go. Got my minis in this package. I thought, there they are. Too small for my big ones. So we're going to put thank you right there. Then for one last bit of here before, just going to drizzle some glue. And then I have some Dazzling Diamonds in my little container here. Just to make it sparkly. And that is the 2 cards that I made in my stamping class this month. So thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. If you ever want to make any cards in your local to the Wichita, Kansas area, I do have a monthly class. If you're just following me online, please subscribe. I appreciate it. All of these things are available at my store, shannasweets.stampinup.net. I thank you so much again. Bye.